It is 9 p.m., June 2nd, 2005. A single light is lit over the marble countertop. Underneath sit a young boy and his math workbook. He sat in that grim light for a half hour, alongside a glass of milk and some cookies, working. Multiplication, addition, multiplication, addition. "Mom, could I stop now?" pleaded the boy. "Soon, soon," replied the mother. The next day, the child sulked through the classroom doors and nervously took his seat amongst the rows of children. He looked down on the desk. Terra Nova State Exam, Part 1, read the test booklet. "Okay, here's the moment we've all been practicing for," beamed the teacher. "You may begin." The child in this story was me. However, this narrative remains largely the same for all American school children enrolled in public schools. Through an uptick in standardized testing, heightened performance standards, and renewed accountability, America's youth has become smarter and brighter, but has lost out on many beneficial aspects of learning. The goal of improving youth education through government intervention dates back nearly 50 years with the passage of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. Since its initial passage in 1965, the ESEA has been reauthorized 7 times, most recently in January 2002 as the No Child Left Behind Act. The United States' lackluster academic performance on the global level triggered alarms for reform, which came in the form of NCLB, an act of Congress. With an emphasis on educational quality that transcended racial and income boundaries, NCLB revolutionized public education. The bill ensured accountability by linking federal funding to standardized testing scores, increasing performance standards, and instituting annual progress benchmarks. Compliance with the policy was mandated from all public educational institutions. The consensus is that the NCLB has been a lukewarm success. According to the U.S. Department of Education, 43 states have improved academically or held steady. Achievement gaps between white, black, and Hispanic students are at an all-time low. Nonetheless, educational experts argue that these statistics are cherry-picked and are therefore misleading. Furthermore, failing schools' performance has essentially stagnated. Critics point out that the lack of direct state intervention has left these schools without the guidance and resources necessary to right the ship. Accountability is a huge buzzword in education. No Child Left Behind made great strides in reforming and improving our educational system by linking academic performance to federal funding. As a way of measuring this performance, NCLB mandated increased state testing. The better the children score, the more money and reward the school gets. The worse the children score, well, you get the point. What is the result of this? The result is teachers teach to the test. "Now remember, class," the teacher continued, "fill out the bubbles exactly how we practiced. Use the guessing techniques we've worked on," she buzzed. We spend more time learning how to bubble in a Scantron or how to effectively guess on multiple choice questions than we do getting a holistic understanding of the curriculum. Instead of being inspired, kids are instructed. Instead of exploring theory, kids take tests. In the classroom where the only thing that matters is a score, the true purpose of learning is lost. How can we expand upon the successes of No Child Left Behind to maximize our academic prowess? The newest wave of educational reform, Race to the Top, addresses some of the main issues. This policy calls for a nationalized curriculum, the Common Core, and a greater degree of government intervention in underachieving schools. However, if America is serious about doubling down on academics, we need to look directly at the root of the problem, our societal values regarding education. Elementary and secondary education is not stressed in the home to the degree that it is in the highest academically achieving nations, such as Korea, Singapore, and Japan. Stressing the importance of education will intrinsically inspire America's youth to succeed, instead of just throwing money at the problem. Lastly, we must decrease the stress on standardized tests that are stifling our youth. From personal experience, I can say that reliance on intensive standardized testing turns kids off from learning and can lead to an insufficient understanding of the curriculum. No Child Left Behind has had a profound effect on my educational development, mainly in the form of constant standardized testing. This 2002 Act of Congress is generally perceived as a step forward in American education. Statistics show increased national testing scores in math and reading, especially among minorities. However, there is room for improvement. If we were to inspire our students and level the international playing ground, America must build upon the successes of No Child Left Behind and continue meaningful reform.